Hey, what's up guys, it's Rob, hope you're doing good. So today I want to make a quick update video about the Harley Benton HB-35 CH guitar that I did a little review and demonstration of a few months ago. I'm not really going to play it much because I've already done that in the last video I made about this guitar. I played it quite a lot on all the different pickups with a clean tone and a distorted tone and stuff like that. So if you want to hear how this guitar sounds, then definitely check out the video. I'll leave a link in the description to where you can see that. And I talked quite a lot about it, so if you want to hear more about this guitar in general, then check out the other video. But all I'm going to do today is make a quick update because since I made the last video, it's had a couple little changes, a couple little things done to it, which I think drastically improved this guitar so much. So if people are interested in these style guitars, interested in getting one, or if somebody's got one, then I just thought I'd make a quick video to talk about what's happened to this one, which I think massively improved its overall playing ability, tuning stability, and everything like that. So as I said in my last video, this guitar isn't mine, this belongs to one of my guitar students, and he's very kindly let me borrow it again. If you can hear a squeaking noise, by the way, that's my chair. It won't stop squeaking and it's really doing my head in. I don't know why it's just started doing that. So try and hopefully ignore that if you can hear it. Anyway, yeah, this guitar isn't mine, it belongs to one of my guitar students, and in my last video I pretty much had nothing bad to say about it. I think if you've seen that video, you will see me basically trying to pick faults with it. Because it's a £160 guitar, it's shipped from Germany, and £160 for the shipping and stuff like that. You know, the quality is great, especially on this particular one. Hopefully if anybody else has got one of these guitars, they will also be equally as good quality. Hopefully this guitar wasn't just a really good one for my student to get. Hopefully he wasn't just very lucky with it. So if anybody else has got one of these guitars, I'd love to know whether yours was a good quality one as well, or whether there was any downsides to it. But anyway, as I said, I had to literally look for things to kind of fault with this guitar, considering the price point and stuff like that, because it sounds good, it feels really good to play, the action was great to start with, the setup was good, the intonation good, the action at the nut is good, the strings aren't sat too high so that when you press down on strings to play chords that you end up pushing the strings down, which is going to bend them out of tune, etc. My chair is absolutely bugging me. But all that being said, the only thing that I could pick a fault with was the tuners of the guitar, the machine heads, the tuners. They just didn't feel like they were that reliable. They were pretty good, and I've actually got one here. This is one of the stock tuners that came originally on this guitar, and they feel quite good on this part, but it's this little peg part where the string actually goes through is quite loose in the actual thing. It's very wobbly. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but this part is really, really wobbly. You know, which when you've got a string going through it, yes, there will be tension holding it a bit more firmly, but that wobble will have an overall impact on how well this tuning peg holds tuning stability on the guitar. One way that can be improved is, you know, getting locking tuners or more expensive ones, things like that. So that's the only thing that I said about this guitar, is that if you want to improve it, potentially look into getting some better tuners, which is what my student did. As I said, this is his guitar, and he didn't get some tuners for this guitar. His other guitar was a Gibson Les Paul Standard. I say was, still is, a Gibson Les Paul Standard, and he wanted to upgrade the tuners on that guitar. So he's got some Grover locking tuners for his Les Paul, and then he took the Les Paul tuners off his Les Paul and now put those ones on here. So this is a Harley Benton guitar with some Gibson Deluxe machine heads on there, which I think looks pretty cool as well. Kind of looks like a more expensive 335 style headstock there, Gibson one with the Gibson tuners on it. But even just this one little change alone has massively improved the overall tuning stability, just having better pegs, better materials, you know, buy a better brand and stuff like that. Maybe it's all psychological, maybe there's been no change at all, but it feels better. He agrees, you know, he's really, really happy with doing the change on swapping the tuners out for the Gibson ones. And I'd agree with him. I think, you know, the overall tuning stability is massively improved. You know, like I said, this guitar was comfortable to play to start with, and it's still comfortable now. Another thing that he's done is, obviously after taking the strings off to be able to swap the machine heads and the tuners, is that he's put fresh strings on it. Obviously this guitar will come with factory strings from Thomann. I'm not even sure what strings they are. I think they might even be their own brand of strings that they put on the guitar, 10th gauge. So when I last played this guitar, it had 10th gauge strings on it, and now these are 8th gauge strings. So everything just feels a little bit more smooth to play in general because the strings are a lot lighter. But yeah, you know, still feels really good to play. So that's pretty much all that's been done to this guitar. Fresh Gibson machine head tuners on this guitar and a good change of strings. Like I said, he's not had to touch the setup at all because it was pretty damn good to start with. The action is great. all that sort of stuff, so it's not really that much that needed doing to it. Like I said, I was picking faults with it when I was picking on the tuners of the other guitar. But anyway, one thing I forgot to mention in the last video I made about this guitar was how good this guitar sounds when you're playing it unplugged, because obviously the guitar is not plugged in at the moment, and I'm just going to give it a quick play. I'll play some chords so you can kind of hear. Obviously it's a hollow body, you can see the F holes there, so you know, does it sound good for a hollow body style guitar? And the answer is yes, it does. You can really hear how well the guitar stays in tune. That's a pretty much perfect E chord. It just sounds really good. Sounds really good. I don't know if my microphone's going to be picking up how well this guitar sounds or how good this guitar sounds playing it in person, but it does sound really, really good. Better than some other guitars that I played that, you know, better than some probably more expensive guitars. It sounds really good. Anyway, so hopefully the microphone will pick it up. Also, one thing as well, if I play another chord. I'm not sure if the microphone's picking that up as well, but the sustain on the chords and everything sounds really good. The sustain holds for ages. Even just playing single note stuff when it's plugged in, still the notes sustain really well. I just can't pick any faults with this guitar really at all. So those are just the main things I wanted to talk about today. Just give a quick update on the Harley Benton. So if anybody has got one of these, thinking about getting one, interested in them or anything like that, then there's a couple of little things that you can do to improve it. One, get better machine heads, maybe some locking ones. Obviously change the strings to your liking, whatever you want. It goes without saying. Other than that, I don't really know what to say. I just thought people would be interested to hear the progress of this guitar. One thing I have noticed here, I don't know if it's going to show up on the camera, is I can't tell whether it's a crack. It looks like it's under the paint. Whatever it is, there's like a little mark here going right across the back there. The camera doesn't automatically focus, so I'll probably have to do another close-up of this in a little bit. There's like a line that goes across there. Looks like maybe some sort of crack on the wood, or I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, it doesn't feel like it's an issue. It doesn't feel like it's broken or anything like that. I just noticed that now, so I don't know what that is, but whatever. But anyway, let me know below in the comments if anybody has got one of these guitars and what you've done to yours, if anything at all. Let me know whether you were happy with yours, because I'm curious to know whether my student was just lucky to get a guitar this good, or whether they're all like this. I would hope that they're all like this. Even though the price is pretty cheap, £160 for a really good quality guitar. And another thing that quite a few people commented on my last video, where people were asking me whether this guitar would be good for playing punk music in a punk band or other sorts of stuff. I would say this guitar sounds great no matter what you're playing. It sounded good clean, it sounds good with a distorted tone, it's really comfortable to play. So no matter what genre you play, I'm pretty sure this guitar would be versatile enough in its tones and playability to match whatever it is that you want to do. Also, I believe you can get a version of this guitar which has a split coil on maybe like a push-pull on one of the tone controls or something like that. This guitar doesn't have one, this is the model without that, but maybe you can split the pickups so that they go from humbucking to single coil. That version I assume will be a bit more expensive, but this one doesn't do that, but that's another option. So if you've watched my other video and you like the sound of this guitar, then just know that, you know, it can sound even different still if you get the split coil pickup one. So I hope you enjoyed this little video update. If you did, then please click up here to see another one, over here to subscribe to my channel, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.